So this is a walkthrough of my workflow for uploading data, trail data to the OpenStreetMap project, which is, it's like Wikipedia, but for trails and streets, and anybody can contribute to it. So you do need to create a login. I'm currently logged in as myself to be able to make edits to the map. Anybody can just go to OpenStreetMap and view things, but to actually make changes or to upload your GPX captures, things like that, you do have to log in, and it is free. So when you do need to upload traces, you log in, and then you go to GPS traces. I have uploaded some recently. The one I just did, I guess a while ago, was for rail yard. I did capture it, but it was the old orientation. So I've uploaded a new GPX set of data today for my app. I won't go into how to do that exactly. It's like any app that can export to GPX data, you just send it to yourself through email, download it, and then you can upload it just by clicking upload trace here. And then once you have that, then you can click edit map, and it will take you to the spot where all that data is. So you can see anything in purple is actually showing that custom GPX track. It's custom data that I haven't made public. It's just private for myself, so I can basically trace over the route. So I already deleted, or proposed a delete of the old rail. It was actually called the wrong thing when I put it on here. I called it railway mistakenly. All of the trail signs do say rail yard. So but then after, so you can see that I've got my reference marker, which is the actual when I walked the route with my GPS. That's what was captured to the as the data, and then when I uploaded it, it's just showing me that. So to add a new line, I just clicked line, and then that let me just start clicking points. And then I usually don't make some of these corners as hard angled as the GPS tool captured, but I sort of make them a little more less hairpin when I put in the points. But when you click the actual line that I drew, and you can see where I actually manually put points so that it will draw that. And then the important thing with this one in the mountain bike area is to designate it appropriately. So like you put in the type of surface it is, but in the mountain bike area we do want to show that it's designated no foot traffic, no motor vehicles obviously, and no horses, because it is signed when you enter in the entrance to the mountain bike area for mountain bikes only. So we can indicate all of that detail about this trail. It's also oriented as a downhill trail, so we do that. Just in general, it's a downhill. If we wanted to fix that to be more accurate, I guess we can choose one of these others. I'm not sure where that one says incline up, but whatever. That one just says down. But they've designated stuff like the uphill difficulty. Not sure why it says uphill though. Again, it should be downhill. But there's more. People could edit this if you choose. It's all open for people to edit. I'm going to stay focused on the rail yard line that I've already added a line for. But what I wanted to show was to get these down arrows. That's what took me a while to figure out, like how are these designated as a one-way trail. It's done by adding a tag, literally just clicking add, and then there's a one-way tag. And if you say yes, it will go ahead and put those arrows on there. If I had captured this going from this direction, the data would because it was captured from this way up, it would put those arrows in that direction, and you'd have to reverse your data. So there's a way to do that too, just by editing. You can right click the track and do various things like this, reverse the line direction, and other things. But it's pretty you just kind of poke around, and it's pretty easy to figure out. it won't let you save it if it's got any issues. Like if you just try to save a track without designating, what its name is and things like that, it won't let you. And I just experienced where it also won't let you if it's, I had started the track like a little bit off. You can see it's not connected, and so I just started clicking my dots, and it gave me an indication that it's not connected to anything, so it's not accessible. So I just followed what other people did, and we just sort of linked them all to the same spot, even though we could add like an area where there's that upper kiosk area and have it connect to that perhaps, but more edits can be done if people feel like they want to. It just helps out the OpenStreetMap community, which does actually get used. This feeds into many different mapping apps and things. They use OpenStreetMap as a layer for their own maps, but you can see the data of the capture. You can see like drip torch. Oh no, this is my private capture, sorry, that's from the purple trail. To turn off like the data layer for custom layers, you can go into the map data settings here, and then just turn off custom map data, so then I'm only looking at OpenStreetMap data. There's other stuff you can turn on, but photo overlays, whatever, that's advanced stuff, don't need it really. But now see that purple line for the actual GPX is gone, and this is just what's been edited and published for people to view. So when you do save your changes, I don't really have any changes to make right now. When you make a change, you have the option to click save, and then you type in your comment of what your change was for, and then it just goes into the history. People as why this change was made, and people have a chance to review it, and then they approve it, and then it's made live for anybody to see. But like all these change sets, so things are done in this area. You can see the area that I was editing, and so you can see who made the changes. So it's not just me, there's other people who've been contributing to this over time, and just improving the Stub Stewart trails, but trails all around the world, literally. And so it's just a way you can chat about those changes, things like that. So it's just, like I said at the beginning, it's like Wikipedia, but for trail data, and it does get used by many different apps. There you go. And it is easy for anybody to export this data. So if the state park needs to export and pull into their GIS system, they are able to designate what area they want to pull the data layer in for, and then they can use that as a reference guide to like draw their actual GIS tracks as well in their own GIS system that the state park uses. But that's welcome to the world of map editing, open source. It exists, it's a thing. So feel free to capture your tracks and upload if there's any changes to things that that aren't correct. You can always capture the data, do that overlay by uploading your trace, and then you can then make adjustments as you need to by editing. I'm basically back in view mode right now. This is what everybody sees without being logged in. I think this is called Jack Strad Terry, I just heard today, so I guess we can do a quick edit and see how that gets submitted. But if you go into edit mode, you have to be zoomed in enough to actually edit. So we're going to go to Jack Strad Terry, whoops, which is this way, Widowmaker, I don't close. Let's go area, where did Jack Straw, here it is, Jack Straw Terry. So we'll choose that trail, and then you can see that it's got a name, Jack Straw Terry, but it's actually Jack Strad Terry. And then you just click save, and then what your change was, updated trail name to correct. So your change, like to you, reflects almost, it shows instantly, but it does take time for the review to occur, and then everybody else can see the exact same changes. But so now you can see on my own map, it's not Jack Strad. Keeps disappearing. Whatever. Jack Strad Terry. There it is. All right, that is that.